back, guys. I'm going to do part 3 today of it talks about the pond upgrade. Hell of a storm last night. Let me spin you around. We'll have a look at the water temp. Pretty much down to 2 degrees after that storm. The wind was absolutely horrendous last night. I had to secure one of my panels. It came a bit loose. I've done that now. So anyway, we're going to be talking about filters today, so I'm going to do a little bit of measuring. Catch you in a bit. Right guys, we're behind the pond. As you can see, I haven't got a massive amount of room, so you know there's no way I can put a fancy filter shed or anything in here. However, there's enough room for my filters. Now, if you've watched part 1 and part 2, you will already know that I am doing a couple of modifications and I'm going over to gravity fed. So obviously gravity fed means that I can no longer pump feed the filters. They will now be fed via gravity, which means the water level has got to be the same in these as the pond. Now, as we all know, currently pond water level is below. She's coming across round about here somewhere. Now, I've worked out if I come up to here, and I'm not sure how many blocks that's going to be. It's probably going to be about 4, I would have thought. When I come across, I know this isn't accurate, but I'm coming across and I'm roughly to there. Now, that's not a big deal because it's going to be quite easy. If I need to dig down a foot or whatever by here, that's not a problem. And again, I'm undecided how high I'm going to go with the blocks anyway. So, you know, if I only go so high, I'll have to dig down further. It's not a big deal. But I have got limited space, so as you can see, I'm not going to be replacing these either. It's going to cost enough to do the pond. They do work, they work really well. It's a righty setup, you probably all know righty. It's one of his setups and it does work really well. I don't know if you've seen I think it was my last video when I done some underwater footage. You can see there the water clarity is pretty good, in fairness. So that's where we are. I'm going to be using these. I could always put a sieve in front of them this time, which is another option, so I can upgrade as I go along. But in the beginning, I will be using these. So, like I say, a bit limited for space, but it works now. If I ever do change to anything a little bit smaller, I mean a drum would fit in there lovely, but they're mega money and I don't think I'll be getting one of them anytime soon anyway. Shower will probably get moved. Thing is, as I come up higher here, that shower is going to be right up in the air, so I'm going to have to assess all that when the build is done, when I've decided how many blocks are going in. What I was thinking of doing is, as this wall, obviously the wall's going to be higher, I'm going to put all the pipe work there and I'm going to fit it nicely, screw it all onto the wall, UV, and obviously my nets and everything there, and I'll put them all on the back of it nicely so it's all tidy out of the way. Because I'm going to have to put, with a gravity fed, my pump will be on the return, so I'll be able to return then through the UV, and I think the UVs do work a little bit better when they're on the return rather than before the filter. So it'd be interesting to see if that does help. Just thought I'd show you the fish before I end it. They are all on the bottom now. It's only 2 degrees. They're moving around a little bit. Once they see me, they still look around as if they want a bit of food, but I don't really want to feed them at the moment. Oh, while we're on, guys, I did want to say massive thank you to all my subscribers. I've picked up a few more recently, so thanks, new and old. I was looking through my analytics on YouTube, and I did notice that about 65% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So guys, it is free. I'd be really chuffed if you did subscribe, and really helps me along a bit. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers if possible. That's my goal, or my next goal. So if you can help me out, be really appreciative. I'm gonna end it there now. The other thing, when I do build up, obviously that I'll have to take that down and probably just use a couple of the slabs, a couple of those panels on the top. So yeah, loads to think about, guys, when you are thinking of doing a few changes. So like I say, if you haven't seen my other videos, I've done part 1 and part 2. Have a quick look at them. I do mention a couple of other things in them. Anyway, for now, all the best, guys. Look after yourselves.